And welcome back, guys, to another Reef Tech Quickie. Today we're going to take a look at something that I think every reefer should have in their arsenal. So the other day I was doing some things around my reef and I realized that one of my pumps was not operating. I later determined that a breaker had tripped and disabled that outlet. So after flipping through some breakers, I found the culprit, but for at least 15 minutes I was causing all kinds of havoc in my house. So after speaking to Dave's nano tank, I was pointed in the direction of this inexpensive tool. So what we have here is a Klein Tools digital circuit breaker tester. And it's a pretty simple and inexpensive thing to buy and use and have around the house. Basically, you plug in the transmitter end into an available outlet, and then you use the wand to test other outlets in the same or other rooms, including the circuit breaker box, to identify which outlets are on the same ones as your reef. This will help you map out the plugs in your place, as well as which items are on your circuit. So in general, you want to avoid things like toasters and microwaves, fridges, or anything high power that might cause your sensitive reef electronics to have issues. This is especially important for you folks that are in apartment buildings who can't control what items are on which circuit for the most part in your apartment. So once we have the transmitter plugged in, we're going to go ahead and use the wand and test all of the outlets in this room. The goal is to try and test all of the outlets in a particular room and then go down to the breaker box and identify where those outlets are actually connected to. Now this actually took me a couple of tries. Number one, I didn't read the manual. Number two, it takes a little bit of finesse in order to make sure that you're lined up correctly and that you're actually on the outlet and testing the circuit. After a couple of tries though, I think I got the hang of it. I was able to get some really great results and really great readings by using the tool and taking my time. And that's a key thing here, guys. This is going to take a little bit of time, and I actually engaged my kids to help me unplug and plug things in as I tested various different outlets. Really got them involved, and it was a pretty painless process otherwise. So while testing a couple of the other outlets, I did actually realize that you needed to go ahead and actually remove anything that was plugged in, which will stop you from getting a good accurate reading. So here you can see I had my camera battery pack charger plugged in, so I went ahead and removed that, and of course everything was working great. I started getting good solid readings. So finally, once everything upstairs was tested, I saw which plugs were plugged in. The last thing was to test my breaker box. Now, two things to mention here. One, you should really calibrate this device, and actually I went back and calibrated the device right after, because what I noticed is while using it I wasn't getting accurate readings at the actual breaker box. So once calibrating it, I was able to go ahead and get those readings and identify which breaker the upstairs room was on. Ultimately, this device is really awesome. It's really cheap, and it's really cool for anybody who wants to map out where their electricity is going, where their reef is connected to, and also to help you quickly identify which breakers to flip in the event that you have a catastrophic failure. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tech quickie. I hope you pick up one of these tools for yourself. I'm not sponsored by Klein or anything like that. This is something that I found to be extremely useful for me, and I know it might be useful for other people as well. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Let me know if this was useful for you guys, and let me know your experiences if you end up picking one of these guys up for yourself. Look forward to my next video where we go over my sump decision for the new 350 build, and also some awesome footage from when I go to Reefapalooza. Guys, I'm going to be streaming from Reefapalooza and in Florida for all of next week, and I hope that I can see you guys there on the live stream. See you guys next time.